Now, this is actually a very good comment because it's really encapsulates what I'm trying to get accomplished through this page and kind of summarizes what I'm doing here. And a lot of people really don't understand it and they're very reactionary. And that needs to be addressed. And I make videos about addressing what actually is going on because it does take a degree of emotional maturity for one, and it also takes a degree of critical thinking skills. You have to read between the line of what I'm actually talking about. So it goes like this. Sorry for your loss. I admire your strength in turning your pain into purpose. By sharing her story, you are helping others avoid the same tragic path, and that is a powerful tribute to her memory. And we're talking about my wife who passed away from alcohol use disorder 5 years ago, yesterday, in fact. And I tell stories about the tragedy. I mean, she went to 7 rehabilitation facilities. She had 4 DUIs, multiple hospital stays, multiple inpatient facilities that she went to and programs, numerous emergency hospital stays, I mean, just over and over again. And it was a constant flux of just toxicity and drama constantly because of the alcohol. Again, my wife was a very kind, loving, intelligent, beautiful woman, and alcohol took all that away. And it's important to tell these stories because they resonate with other families and it pinpoints other people who are going through this exact same type of thing. And what a lot of people don't realize is this page has a lot of similarities to group therapy like AA or Smart Recovery or Women for Sobriety. Basically, somebody stands up and tells their story. They very vulnerable. They expose themselves and go over in great detail of things that happened, and none of it was probably particularly very good. Like my wife driving through the front of our house drunk and passed out, or breaking toilets in hotel rooms, or just causing havoc with my family when my mother was dying. And I tell these types of stories, and it has nothing to do with disparaging the person. It's about exposing truths and allowing it to resonate with other families that are going through exact same things. It allows active alcoholics to recognize that they're not just affecting themselves, they're affecting everybody in their life. Recovering alcoholics to realize that they need to stay in recovery, and certain families that are going through this. But the point is, there's a lot of people who don't understand. And I always tell those people who don't get it and think I'm being disparaging or these are ugly stories, that lucky you haven't had to experience this. And I really wish and hope that you never do. I hope you never have a loved one who drinks themselves into oblivion and is never able to really get through that their trauma or their hereditary issue or their family culture or peer pressure or whatever kept them drinking, whatever addiction kept them to continue to go down that road. As much effort is put to try and make them stop or to assist them in stopping, because it only comes from that person. I hope you never have to go through that and slowly watch somebody decay through this process. I hope you never have to go through that. And on that note, there's actually a couple questions that I get quite often, and at this point, they used to bother me. Now it's just going to be an immediate ejection off the page. I just don't have the time and energy for it. The first one is, so now you've told this story, and now you're making money from this. So you're just doing this just to make money. And I can't imagine coming on someone's page, someone talking about their spouse who has passed away from really a horrific disease. And that's the only take that you get from this, because I have a book that I wrote about, which actually is helping thousands of people, or I have a coaching program that's designed to help people and families. But somehow that's about making money. Yeah, I guess I had a meeting last week with Donald Trump, and I'm going to purchase Key Largo with the check because of it. I mean, this is the mentality that some people have. And the only reason why I address it, because if I get anything in that vein, I'm just going to block you because I don't have any time for it anymore. I know this doesn't apply to a lot of people, but this just kind of mentality needs to stop. The other one is did you ask your wife if it was okay to talk about this? Really? Yeah, I have a line to heaven, and I have a spirit hotline. I punch in a few numbers, and it goes to the afterworld. Yes, is it okay, Mandy, if I could talk about it? I mean, sometimes people just need, and I'm just playing around here, but some people, they open their mouth before they use the thing between their ears, and that's just, there's no time for that. I don't have time for it anymore. And again, I'm just addressing that because that needs to go away too. Hope that helps. Really, the last thing I would need to address is a lot of these stories that I talk about. I mean, she passed away 5 years ago, so they're 5, 10, 15, and even 20 years ago that these events happened. They don't really have any bearing on what's going on now in one's life. They don't have anything to do with me or my son. A lot of people think, oh, is this guy ever going to move on? And it has nothing to do with that. I have a whole nother life and a whole nother family now and another world. In fact, somebody asked me yesterday, does 5 years ago seem like a long time? Actually, 5 years ago seems like it was another life. And it's, it's nothing that resonates with myself now. These are simply to help other people. I want to bring this disease out of the closet. I don't want other people to have to go through this and other families. And if I can have, be a voice, a bigger and bigger voice to get this addressed, that's what I'm going to do. And again, the book is called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. You can find it on Amazon. You can also find it in my link tree. You can go right to the link tree, and then you go to the website, and you'll find it. PayPal button's right there. Again, I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern, and we have the Facebook group. It's called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. And when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, I have the complete coaching program. It's designed to help you and the alcoholic in your family. I'm looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of your family. Again, the program, the call is free. The program is definitely not. But I'm looking for people who want to really set up a blueprint for the rest of their life. And again, thanks so much for listening.